మేడం సురాజలక్ష్మి మేడం
సార్
స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం మేడం.
స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం సార్. ఒక 2 minutes చూద్దాం సార్. ఒక 2 minutes.
Please 5 minutes.
ఓకే ఓకే.
Start చేస్తాము. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll start, madam.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome you all to the 26th session of Citrus Graduate Readiness Program. I extend a hearty welcome to our today's guest speaker, Dr. Yuvraj garu, Principal Scientist Horticulture working at College of Horticulture, Anantarajpeta. On behalf of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. YSR Horticulture University, all university officers and staff of College of Horticulture, Anantarajpeta, particularly the course directors, convener, co-conveners, and also organizing committee members. And from the participant side, I extend a hearty welcome to today's guest speaker, Dr. Yuvraj garu. Dr. Yuvraj, he will be delivering lecture on high density planting and canopy management in citrus. I think this is also one of the interesting topic, particularly for the students, as we have already covered the production aspect of right from the citrus nursery growing to the pest and disease management. And this high density planting is also a wonderful concept wherein both the yield and quality of the produce will be improved. And the canopy management is also one of the important subject in citrus management. I think today's lecture will be much beneficial to the final year students. I think I definitely hope that this will enrich the knowledge of students on this today's topic. So with these few words, may I now request Dr. Arnoday garu to kindly introduce today's our guest speaker, Dr. Yuvraj garu, to the participants of today's function. May I now request Dr. Arnoday.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
I take this opportunity to introduce eminent speaker of today's program, Dr. K.M. Yuvraj garu. Dr. K.M. Yuvraj garu is working as professor and head Department of Plantation, Spices, Medicinal and Aromatic Crops at College of Horticulture, Anantarajpeta, Dr. YSR Horticulture University. He has rich and varied experiences in the fields of teaching, research, extension with 22 years of experience. He has published 50 research articles in various journals. He is involved in teaching UG, PG and PhD courses. He has guided many MSc and PhD students. He was the co-principal investigator of 2 ICAR projects and principal investigator in SC/ST subplan projects. He was involved in developing 2 hybrids, Cashew Hybrid 10 and Cashew Hybrid 11. He was the recipient of Professor M.S. Swaminathan Best Scientist Award and Best Teacher Award from the Government of Andhra Pradesh. On deputation, he worked as Project Director of Andhra Pradesh, Project Director of Andhra Pradesh Micro Irrigation Project. With this brief introduction, I invite Dr. K.M. Yuvraj Garu to deliver his talk on high density planting and canopy management in citrus. Thank you, sir.
First time I am
Thank you, Dr. Arnodaya Garu. You are given a very brief resume. Once again, thank you. Today's topic is high density planting and canopy management. First, I want to say thanks to our beloved Associate Dean, Dr. B. Srinivasulu Garu, has given opportunity to deliver the lecture on high density planting and canopy management in citrus. Citrus is the one of the most important fruit crops of the world and grown in more than 100 countries in the world. It is the third important fruit crop in horticulture after mango and banana. There are different groups in citrus. It is the largest fruit crop among the fruit crops having the largest groups. There are different cultivars. The major cultivars producing the countries are China, Brazil, USA, Spain, India, Australia, Israel, South Africa. These are the countries mainly grown in the citrus fruits. What are the different commercial cultivars grown in India? There are 4 to 5 groups. One is mandarins. In this group, the varieties commercial cultivars cultivated in India are Nagpur mandarin, Kasi mandarin, Coorg mandarin, and Kinno mandarin. These are the mandarin comes under mandarin groups. Next, sweet orange group. This under sweet orange group, Mozambique, Satgudi, Blood Red, Malta, and Hamlin, Pineapple, Valencia, and Java. These are the commercial varieties comes under sweet orange group. This acid lime.
The slides
Oxy
are
lime.
not moving, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the slides are.
Wait a
moving.
minute. This is the brief introduction. I will come to slides.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
The acid lime group, that is, it comes under Coxylime, Vikram, Pramalini, PKM1, Balaji, and Pettur selection. These are the commercial varieties cultivated in India. Next, lemon groups. Under lemon groups, Assam lemon and Panth lemon. These are the commercial varieties grown in India. Next topic is, today's topic is high density planting and canopy management in citrus. High density planting, why we are shifting traditional cultivation to high density planting? What are the reasons? When this concept was arised, generally the high density concept were first planted in Europe at the end of the 1960s. Since then, there is a decline in traditional orchards with low density. This is the reason with the low densities and the traditional system, their concept was arised. The high density concept was pioneered only for temperate fruits in Europe. Why we are going to shifting this traditional cultivation? High density planting concept was due to wide spacing and low canopy value, the spacing of 6 by 6 meters fails to harness the available land during the initial phases of orchard development. This has given thrust to evaluate the concept of high density planting, ultra high density planting, and meadow orcharding, increasing the production and net returns per unit area. It is the concept high density planting to exploit vertical and horizontal cropping area to increase the productivity. This is the concept behind the high density planting. What are the reasons why we will go for high density planting? Due to sinking land resources, rapid urbanization, shortage of suitable lands, shortage of labor, and shortage of inputs and orchard life. These are the reasons for we will go for high density planting. What is high density planting? What is meadow orchard? What is ultra high density planting? And a high density planting, nothing but accommodation of the maximum number of plants per unit area to get possible profits per unit of the tree volume without impairing the soil fertility status, called the high density planting. Just you can accommodate the more number of the plants per unit area in a given area to get maximize the productivity. Our productivity levels is very low when compared to other countries due to various reasons. It is also one of the reasons how to achieve to fulfill our requirement to go for modern cultivation, modern concepts. That concept is high density planting and ultra high density planting and meadow orchards. Now the system in Goa, you can see Lacto, CHR Lacto, they are developed a meadow orcharding system in Goa plants. This is a new concept. And in citrus also, they are developing the recent high density NRCC Nagpur. They are conducting several researches on ultra high density planting and high density planting. How to achieve what are the reasons achieve the high density planting? It may be different approaches for to come to the high density orchard planting for use of dwarf sand cultivars. That is one of the point for high density planting. Use of dwarf rootstock or interstock. Use of the growth retardants, training and pruning. Suitable crop management practices. This will also. This high density concept was varies with region, space, variety, rootstock, cost of planting material, labor, and the agro techniques adapted for a particular crop. It is one of the most improved production technology to achieve objective of enhanced productivity of Indian fruit industry also. This yield and quality, these are the two components essential for the increasing the productivity. One of the main is India with increasing population, there will be a shortage of suitable orchard land. These are the disadvantages. The mounting demand for citrus fruits, low productivity of fruit crops compared to the other countries, the rising energy and labor cost, irregular production of fruit, large sized fruit, pose to difficult to orchard manage. That's why you can go for approaches, that is the dwarf sand cultivars, dwarf fruit stock, you can achieve the high density planting. Plant architecture, how to shape the plant architecture to go for in case of high density plantings. More plants for high density planting should have more number of fruiting branches and minimum number of structural branches. That's why you can shape the plant architecture according to our plant. The architecture of plant is influenced by the method of propagation, rootstock, and spacing also influenced by the plant architecture. This is the factors affecting what are the factors, different factors affecting the high density planting. That is it depends upon the cultivar, system of planting, in which system we are going to planting, a traditional conventional system, and high density planting, ultra high density planting, rectangular system, planting that these all are the influencing of the high density planting, and also planting material and nutrition, moisture, economics of production. These are the factors responsible for the high density planting. How to manipulation of the trees? That is the tree vigor. You can size an important prerequisite successful for high density in any fruit crop. And in case of high density planting, you can accommodate more number of plants. There is a huge, large tree growth is there. Then you can reduce the size of the tree. At that same time, you can maintain the vigor of the plant. This is the concept in high density planting. And also, HDP fruit crop generally actually by controlling the size of or through improved planting systems. That is, different planting systems also you can accommodate more number of plants, and also you can achieve the high density plantings. One is square and rectangular systems, hexagonal and quinton system, edge row system, that is in case of single and double row systems, and paired planting system. In case of banana also in Tamil Nadu, they are doing the in paired row planting systems in banana crop. These are the different planting systems. You can accommodate the more number of plants, you can go for. This is the one of the concept for high density planting. Generally, what are the concept principles of high density planting? That is generally, we can go for, if medium high density planting, you can accommodate 500 to 1500 plants per hectare. Optimum high density planting 1500 to 10,000 plants per hectare in different planting systems. Ultra high density planting, you can accommodate 20,000 to even 1 lakh plants per hectare. In this case, you can go for high density planting. You can shape the plant architecture, different planting systems, mechanization is most essential for in these planting systems. What are the different advantages of high density planting? If you are using different roots, dwarf root stocks, dwarf science, spacings, all are these aspects after following, you can get the different advantages. One is increases the precocity, increases yield, and improves fruit quality. Reduces labor cost, resulting in low cost of production. Enables the mechanization of fruit crop production. When you are going to ultra high density planting, it is essential for mechanization of fruit production. Otherwise, it is very difficult to manage the orchards. Early economic returns, efficient use of fertilizers, water, fungicides, weedicides, and pesticides. These are the for efficient utilization of the in high density orchard systems. You see the plant one case studies there are. If there are many versions of HDP's practice, compact spacing, 3 meters tall, you can accommodate 600 plants per hectare. Dwarf for 2.2 meters for 1500 to 2000 plants per hectare. Meadow orchards 1.5 meters for more than 20,000 plants per hectare. And also, if you are using different root stocks for dwarf compact varieties, you see the different flying dragon, dwarfing rootstock, Ponceros trifoliata, dwarfing, resistant to Phytophthora, and citrus sinensis for vigorous growth, citrus jemberry, high yield, vigor, suitable for deep soils, highly successful nematode and Phytophthora resistant. These are the rootstock. Citrus resmin, salinity tolerant, citrus limonia, high yield and vigor, citrus carna, high vigor and yield, citrus lematoides, high vigor and yield for sweet oranges, citrus penivesculata, high vigor and yield for sweet oranges and lime. These are the different use stocks used for the high density planting purposes. Some of the I'm here studying the case studies, high density planting studies in acid lime. In this case, the present study, the seedlings of acid lime cultivar primarily was evaluated under ultra high density planting system, conventional planting at ICR Central Research Institute, Nagpur. They have conducted research on ultra high density planting. That 2.5 by 2.5 meters, they are accommodate 1600 plants per hectare. High density planting 5 into 2.5 meters, 800 plants hectare. Conventional methods, that is the traditional method, 5 by 5 meters. Generally, in citrus, acid lime or sweet oranges or mandarins, general conventional traditional planting is 5 by 5 by 5 meters or 6 by 6 5 meters followed by the farmers. Under this high density concepts, you can accommodate more double the number of plants and also automatically you can get the yields. This is the high density planting, different spacing previously I told. You see the 2.5 by 2.5, 5 meters and 5 by 5 meters. These are the different spacings. Acid lime crop. See the number of trees accommodated per unit area, that is ultra high density planting 1600 trees, high density planting 800 trees and conventional method 400 trees per hectare. You will get more yield per hectare. See the yield ultra high density planting 20,000 tons per hectare, 20 tons, sorry. High density planting 14.7 tons per hectare and conventional methods 8.45 tons per hectare. See the yield differences between ultra high density planting and high density planting and when compared to conventional methods, automatically yield is double the yield. This is the advantage for the in case of high density planting. One more another case study, that is effect of planting density and canopy parameter, yield and water use efficiency of mandarins. Here also they are using different planting densities, 5 by 5 meters and 6 by 5 meters and 6 by 3 meters. You see the yield variations clearly. In case of 5 by 5 meters, 83 tons per hectare, 6 by 5 meters, 98 tons, 6 by 3 meters, they will get the 133 tons per hectare. This is the variation in every case, double the yield in case of high density when compared to conventional methods, you get the highest yield. Another case study, response of Nagpur mandarin to high plant density planting systems. See the here also they are conducted in different planting densities. One is conventional planting 6 by 6 meters, high density planting, and different in high density planting also they are accommodated in different planting systems. Spacings, one is 6 by 3 meters, they accommodate 555 plants per hectare. High density planting 4 by 4 meters, 625 plants per hectare. And ultra high density planting 4 meters by 2 meters, 1250 plants per hectare. Under ultra high density planting, they are also accommodate 2 meters by 2 meters by they are 2500 plants per hectare. This is the different planting densities. You see the yield variations in case of different planting densities. Almost all where they are accommodate more number of the plants, that is the 2500 plants per hectare, will get the more yield, that is 75 tons per hectare. This is the concept. Wherever you go for high density planting systems, you can get the, when compared to traditional planting system, highest double the yield. This is the concept of high density planting. That's why almost all nowadays farmers, they are using the high density concept in different crops, not only for citrus, they are following in banana, papaya, guava. In guava also they are following in meadow orchard system also. In meadow orchard system, they are 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, they are accommodating more than number of 5,000 plants per hectare. They are getting the more 120 tons per hectare. This is the concept for high density planting in citrus. You can go for with different management practices, management of the efficient utilization of the canopy manage, tree vigor size, shape of the plant, changing of the plant architecture, efficient utilization of the horizontal and vertical space, you can get the, you can go for high density planting, you get the double the yield, you can increase the productivity at national level also. This is the concept of high density planting in citrus. Just another topic is canopy management. In high density planting also, you can go for, after planting of the high density spacing, different spacings, you can manage the canopy. This is the one of the most important aspect. Otherwise, without canopy management, you cannot succeed the high density planting. 3 to 4 years, if you are going to merge the branches, shade effect, almost all the crop will lose the yield. That's why canopy management is one of the best management practice in high density planting. What is canopy? Canopy is a fruit tree, refers to its physical composition comprising of the stem, branches, shoots, and leaves. This is the canopy. How to manage the canopy management? What is canopy management? The fruit tree deals with the development and maintenance of structure in relation to the size and shape for the maximum productivity and quality. The basic concept of canopy management of a perennial tree is to make the best use of the climatic factors for an increase in a three-dimensional approach. That is, three-dimensional approach, the tree vigor, light, temperature, and humidity play a vital role in the production and quality of the fruits. What are the basic principles in canopy management? There are different basic principles for canopy management. One is maximum utilization of light. Light interception is the, in the case of high density orchards, it is very difficult without management of the canopy management. It won't enter into the light interception. Otherwise, the quality will deteriorate the fruits. That's why maximum utilization of light is essential. Avoidance of the buildup of microclimate congenial for the diseases and pests. Convenience in carrying the cultural operations, maximizing the productivity and quality. Economy in obtaining the required canopy architecture. These are the basic principles for canopy management in high density orchards. See the high density canopy management in acid limes. They show the in pictures how to they are doing the canopy management and removing the water suckers. Effect of canopy size on microclimate and yield. Acid lime can be managed by pruning. This is one of the acid pruning, removal of the all unwanted plants, water shoots, and dried diseasable shoots. This is the one of the operation in pruning in acid lime. Time of pruning, when you are going to prune after harvesting of the crop or prime to bloom. In case of acid lime, you can go for, but the best time of pruning is prime to bloom for canopy management. Removal of sprouts, that is water shoots or suckers. This is also one of the operation in canopy management. Here they are in image, they are removing the water shoots. Removal of unwanted branches, edging also. These are the different practices followed in acid lime to canopy management. What are the different steps for canopy management? Spend few minutes looking at the tree size. First, we can go for before followed in the canopy management. You can in front of the orchard. You can spend few minutes looking at the tree, how the tree size and shape. You can bring the different plant architecture of the shape, different size and shape of the in our canopy management. Tree size, how much size you require? What are the spacing for between the trees and shape of the plant, and imagine how it should be look your finish after finishing of the this tree size and vigor. Identify the major branches of the tree, what are the unwanted branches you can remove. That make it selection, avoid removal of branches. Remove branches that are parallel to one another to allow space between living only the enhance the space of the tree. Eliminate branches that are growing in inward and towards the center of the tree for light interception of the purpose. You can go for removing the eliminate the branches. What are the branches growing inward towards the center of the tree. Next, another is check for areas of crowdedness where the branches are crowdedness. Light interception is not penetrated. At that regions, you can go for these areas. You can remove that branches also. Finishing by cutting back trees for all or to wide. That is also one of the operation for steps involved in the for canopy management in acid lake. These are also in acid lime also they are using the different rootstocks to reduce the dwarf rootstock for plant size and increasing the vigor also for different rootstocks they are using in acid lime also. In case of different steps involved in canopy management and sweet oranges, the trees at planting time are headed back more severely to a height of 70 to 80 centimeters from the ground level. You can leave the 3 to 5 well spread laterals are selected as the future scaffold limbs. Further, these shoots are pruned up for initiation of new shoots below the points. These shoots are more prone to flowering and fruiting. In bearing, mandarins are considered overbearers and also alternate bearers are to some extent. Pruning or cutting back of 1 year old shoots to off length, that is the 50% of the total, or to full length of the recommended for obtaining proper yield of high quality fruits. These are the different steps involved in the pruning. Therefore, is done to keep the balance between fruiting branches and fruiting and vegetative growth of the branches. It is necessary for to maintain the balance of the tree. We can go for pruning to maintain the balance in that fruiting and vegetative branches. These are the different steps involved in the for management of the canopy management in mandarin and the sweet oranges. See the pictures. These are the different shapes and pruning levels, different edgings. They are followed in at mandarins in Nagpur. These are the one of the plant densities. No doubt, in case of high density plantings, almost yield the double the yields. This is the next conclusion. In high density planting and canopy management, both you can manage the high density, you can follow the high density. When you are going to follow high density, definitely you can manage the canopy management is compulsory. The tree size and vigor are important characteristics for plant density view. Commercial farmer interest is increasing towards smaller, less vigorous tree. That's why you can go for dwarfing rootstocks, dwarf cyan cultivars, efficient and economics and more suitable for high density planting. The factors wise rootstock, spacing, tree height, pruning systems are integrated. Light interception. Higher the light interception by plant, higher will be the yield. Closer planting, taller trees and closer row spacing increase light interception. Good light distribution also promotes the higher yield per unit area. For successful farming, there should be good light interception and good distribution of the light. These are some of the points, key points for considering you can increase the productivity levels in our citrus. You can increase double the yield income and also whenever it will automatically yield increasing, it will enhance the farmers in profit also. What are the future thrust in citrus? There is a lack of research on altered high density planting and canopy management in citrus. There are some research institutes like Nagpur, NRC's Nagpur, National Institute for Citrus. They are doing some crops in acid limes and mandarins, sweet oranges. Again, there is a scope for where is the need. The need of the hour is to conduct research on different aspects such as a intensity of pruning on each citrus fruit crop, screening the fruit varieties with less canopy area and erect growth habit and suitable for high density planting. Thus, it is of extreme importance to conduct research on PGFR for increasing and improving quality under high density planting as well as meadow orchard system. This is the concept where we are now. What are the future trust for high density planting and canopy management in citrus? The topic is over. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
It is a very interesting and very informative topic, sir. Generally, in any fruit crop which is having a long lifespan and which is having a very big canopy, more plant height, wherever it is there, it is difficult for the farmer to
Yes.
harvest the fruit, and for even for spraying, for taking care of pest and disease management, everything is difficult. And that by high density planting, by accommodating more number of plants and by managing the canopy, it is very easy for the farmer. By accommodating more number of plants and maintaining the vigor, it is wonderful to see the increased yield, even 3 times, 4 times increased yield is noticed in experiments that are conducted at different places. That is the reason why now it is beneficial for the farmers to go for this technology, accommodating more number of plants, and for it is easy to manage and also to get more yield. Also, it is very useful, sir. I think today's participants, they got very good information. And also one thing I observed that canopy management is very much, it requires some skill, and the farmers has to observe the crop daily, and what are the branches that are to be removed and what are the branches that are to be kept for better light interception and for better utilization of all inputs, environmental parameters, and utilization of the space, that is horizontal and vertical space. It's a very it needs some skill and practice training for the farmers to follow this technology. Very informative topic, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving nice lecture and nice photographs. It's easy to understand the advantages and technology that is involved in the high density plantation. Thank you so much, sir, for giving nice presentation.
Thank you.
Now
Thank you, madam.
now
Generally,
I-
nowadays, madam, 1 minute. Nowadays,
Yes,
farmers
sir.
they are following the high density plantings in different crops.
Yes, sir.
For example, in Goa, almost all the farmers in everywhere they are following the high density planting. They are by 2 meters by 2 meters. They are accommodating more number of plants. They are getting the yields, and also they are managing the plant structure and canopy also.
Yes.
In case of Taiwan jam also and Allahabad Sabah, there are number of farmers this practice following the high density planting. In case of mango, wherever they are planting the high density planting, they require skilled training persons. Otherwise, it's very difficult to manage the crop.
Yes.
There is a problem in some of the farmers. They are facing in case of mango, they are planting the high density planting 5 by 5 meters or 4 by 4 meters. In this case, especially skilled persons is required. Nowadays, there is a lack of lot of problems in labor. Nobody is not coming. Even they will available. They know the technical knowledge how much branch they will heading back. What is the fruiting branches? Last year fruiting branches. Now how much you go for cutting branches? How much length of the branch? What is the water suckers? What is the water shoots? Which one is the remove? That's why in case of if you are going to inundation of the crop, there is a skilled labor is required. You can go for every day observation of the crop. You can manage. You can get the more profit. Otherwise, it is very difficult to manage in our
Yes.
farmers.
Even though advantages are
Generally,
there.
in case of in
Ah.
our areas, in Rayalaseema region also, almost all in papaya crop, they are following the identity planting. In banana also, they are following the identity planting. In Goa, most of the farmers following the Goa also. In banana, papaya, almost all the crop, they are using the identity planting. Even some of the farmers in the off-season production, in case of custard apple also, in pomegranate, they are using the identity planting. In mango, in case of their off-season production, they are utilizing the in identity planting system. They are using a placloprazole. They are producing in the month of October and November. They are producing the mangoes in Bangalore. They are getting more number of high price in October, November. In ton is nearly 35 to 40,000, even 70,000 also it will reach sometimes. There is a technology farmers they are adopting and they are doing and getting the higher profits. Anything, madam?
Yes.
Sir, Srinivas sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yuvraj garu, for your nice presentation on the topic high density planting and canopy management in citrus. The presentation is excellent and it is quite informative to the students of today's program. Those who are there in this program, I think I have seen in the chat box also, Benival is there. I think he is the one regular, participant of all the programs. I think he has given a comment that it was a nice presentation. Okay, very good information was there in your presentation. I think in citrus, it is a concept of high density planting, as you told, in mango, guava, and in subtropical and tropical crops like mango, banana, papaya, guava. This technology farmers are using and they are getting good yields and income also. But this was highly successful, this high density planting and ultra high density planting and meadow orcharding system. Apple was a one temperate crop wherein this technology was proved very much beneficial, both this high density and ultra high density model. But in crops of this tropical and subtropical nature, I think in some of the varieties, in suppose if we take the example of mango, I think some of the varieties are performing good under this
Identity planting system.
high density planting system. I think for crops like grape, there are dwarfing rootstocks.
Yes, sir.
Dwarfing rootstocks are there for some of the temperate food crops. So likewise, for tropical and subtropical food crops also, when we use this dwarfing rootstock, I think for citrus, I don't think that there is no dwarfing rootstock. I
Some
think
of the dwarfing rootstock is available in citrus also, sir.
are they now under for this sweet orange? It was there, na? Say sweet orange.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Not in mandarins, sir. Some of the rootstocks, dwarfing rootstocks is there, but research is not that much is not conducted
Yes,
in
yes.
other rootstocks, sir.
Yes, yes. But in the thrust areas, you have mentioned that rightly pointed out, but some I think research something has to do on this dwarfing rootstocks in citrus also, so that we can accommodate more number of plants per unit area. I think this is one area wherein I think a lot of work has to be done still.
Yes, yes, sir.
Dwarfing rootstock and when we have to do this pruning in citrus, both in sweet orange and acid lime, and the intensity of pruning also needs to be standardized, and the variety is suitable for this high density planting. So these are all the real research gaps. I think with this lecture, I think some of our some of our staff maybe they got some idea if they wanted to give some work to the students. They can look into these aspects so that we can come out some good findings. So are there any queries from the student side?
Sir, excuse me, sir. Dr. Ramaya, sir.
Please, Dr. Ramaya.
Sir. Sir, so excellent topic. Actually, here the number of plants in high density planting is nearly 5,000 plants per hectare instead of 440. So it is more number of plants are allowed. Automatically, high yielding is there.
Which crop are you talking? Are you referring to?
Sir, actually, ultra density planting in Goa actually 5,000
Okay.
plants per hectare. That is 2 into 1 meter.
Okay.
So here our situation is only 440 plants per hectare. That is 6.5 to 3.4 meters.
Okay.
So there is a continuous pruning is there. But ultra low density and high density planting, there is a continuous pruning is there.
Yes.
So there is automatically there is a increasing of the diseases, that is the viral diseases and also the fungal diseases. So nowadays they are going for the bagging. So bagging is also a problem because the high density planting, the bagging of the fruits is also the problem. So is there any the literature go through this the quality of the fruit, that is the duration or shelf life of the fruit increasing by the high density planting. So generally bagging is given for the shelf life, the increase in the shelf life of the fruit. But in case of high density planting, is there any literature the shelf life increasing of the satgudi or any citrus plants or otherwise? So there is the more the pests and diseases are there, more canopy is there. So is there any literature on that one? If automatically the plant density is more, the automatically aphids and black fly is more and more in the high canopy condition and the high temperature prevailing condition. So is there any literature on that one, sir? Please.
Dr. Yuvraj.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you say something about
For Goa bagging, there is no literature for increasing the shelf life of the fruit in bagging. For bagging, what is the main purpose of bagging? For in case of Goa, for bagging to improve the fruit quality.
Up to days of the 10 days or 12 days.
No. You see the fruit quality,
So
it
that
will
is
improve the fruit quality
satgudi
automatically, it will increase the shelf life also. It will increase the shelf life also. That is the general tendency. If you want how many days it will increase the shelf life means it depends on the quality and harvesting stage of the harvesting and when you are going to transport in which place, how much distance. That it will all the factors to increase the shelf life of fruit.
So suppose you are giving the bagging, so the automatically the shelf life is increasing for transport. Suppose you are to
Ramaya.
So nowadays you are
when they are going to bagging, Ramaya. When they are going to bagging, what purpose they are going to bagging?
That you tell
reasons?
because you are the specialist. No, for bagging, what are
that's why I am telling to you.
Sir, generally bagging is done to control fruit fly problem
and also improve the fruit quality. Fruit quality. The main purpose of the bagging of the Goa fruits
might be the problem. In case of sweet orange, the might is a severe problem because the changing the color of the fruit. Because automatically the country 100% reduce the quality of the fruits. So that is the purpose of bagging. So I am asking, is there any literature increase the shelf life of the fruit by the bagging?
Generally, it will increase the shelf life of the fruit also.
Okay. So suppose the high canopy is there, you are telling that continuously pruning. So pruning is the dangerous in case of Satgudi because the fungal diseases and also the viral diseases are acquiring. Is there any literature on that one? By the pruning, continuous pruning, there is the reduction of the pests and diseases like that.
Ramaya, I saw some of the slides. When you are going to prune, how much you want to prune? In case of identity planting, there is no pruning. The microbial climate will build up. Already the pest and disease will occur. If the humidity is there, almost all the crop is occurrence of the pest and disease. That's why you can go for light interception is the most important factor, and you can you can manage the vertical and horizontal spaces and unwanted branches. You see the Goa also, they are managing the different shoots and different height. Then this is the identity planting concept.
Okay.
Yes, sir. By improving the light interception, by improving the microclimate, that
Yes, madam.
pest and disease incidents can be reduced, sir, by proper management.
That's
Okay,
why you can
madam.
go for pruning and draining.
So, in case of sweet orange, they not allow the more number of prunings, madam. Because so suppose you want to apply the Borax space, so automatically the Ganoderma will enter into the plant. So that is the problem. So
Sir, only
I am asking.
selected branches
Yes,
have to be removed, sir. Not
Because
all branches.
there must be the selected plants.
That is the
Or,
only
the
skill,
ridges,
sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. So in addition to that, suppose we are developing the high density or managing the canopy level for the high the sun rays are fall on the plants and preparation of the carbohydrate like that. So there is a correlation. Suppose you allow the more number of prunings, so automatically the Ganoderma will enter or any fungal disease will enter because the fungus is ubiquitous. Anywhere we can see the fungus.
Yes, sir, it is there, sir, but balancing the vegetative branches and fruiting branches, that is the skill.
Yes, madam. That
has
is
to follow for this identity plantation, sir.
So that is also because we as a specialist, we must know the diseases and pests and also the yield. So
Yield
that
is increasing, sir. Yield is increasing by 3 times. 3 times and 4 times yield increase is noticed in different experiments that are conducted, and they are shown in the slides.
There is a correlation. The correlation between the pests and diseases. Whenever the canopy high density is there are the aphids, and also the black fly density is more, and also sucking pests are more, and also some of the fungi is attacking by the continuous pruning.
Yes, sir. By controlling all those things by plant production measures, the yield increase is not noticed, sir. Yield increase is noticed.
Yes.
It is recorded, sir.
Along with the yield, so there is any correlation of that pests and diseases, and also we have to correlate this one because the higher seminars at the higher level seminars, so you have also correlate the pests and diseases also. That is my intention, madam. Please.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, madam.
Arnodayam?
Sir, madam, shall I?
Yeah, yes, I know them.
Madam.
Sir, sorry, sir, Srinivaslu, sir. Now we can proceed to our next program, concluding the
excellent
by formal
program you have conducted. It has enhance the image of our institute. Farmers level good well done. Thank you. Thank you. 1 minute. Yes. If there are no questions from participant side, I think it is time now to propose formal vote of thanks to our today's guest speaker, Dr. Yuvraj Garu. I think may I now request Dr. Arnodayam Garu to kindly propose formal vote of thanks to our today's guest speaker. Please.
At the end of this session, it is my privilege to extend vote of thanks. Respected dignitaries gracing today's program, Dr. T. Janakram Garu, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. YSRHU, Dr. A.S. Padmavathama Garu, Dean of Horticulture, and all the respected university officers of Dr. YSRHU. Today's guest speaker, Dr. K.M. Yuvraj Garu, Associate Deans of all the colleges, Dr. K.T. Venkataramana Garu, Principal Scientist and Head, HRS Anantaraju Peta, Dr. R. Nagaraju Garu, Principal Scientist and Head, CRS Tirupati, Dr. C. Madhumati Garu, Principal Scientist and Head, CRS Pettur, and all the course coordinators, organizing committee members, faculty members of Dr. YSRHU, our beloved students and all other participants. A very good evening to one and all. On behalf of COH Anantarajupeta and entire fraternity of the institute, I take this opportunity to propose formal vote of thanks with a deep sense of gratitude to all who have helped us in organizing today's session. I take this opportunity to profusely thank respected and our most distinguished chief patron, Dr. T. Janakram Garu, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, the torchbearer of this event, Citrus Graduate Readiness Program, and I express my humble thanks to Dr. A.S. Padmavathama Garu, Dean of Horticulture, for her constant guidance and moral support in organizing Citrus Graduate Readiness Program. Thank you, Madam. And I thank and extend gratitude with the due respect to all our beloved university officers for being with us in the entire program. I immensely thank Dr. K.M. Yuvraj Garu, today's guest speaker, for readily accepting our invitation and sparing his valuable time for making excellent presentation on high density planting and canopy management in citrus. So, Sir has presented excellent photographs and information with, in a very scientific manner. Thank you very much, sir. The lecture was very elaborative, informative, and useful to students as well as faculty also. An event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires proper planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to have our beloved associate dean, Dr. B. Srinivasu Garu, very motivated and dedicated senior colleagues, Dr. K. Swarajlakshmi ma'am, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff. Most importantly, our beloved students of College of Horticulture, who worked very hard and carried out all the works allotted very diligently. With the permission of the chair, we will end the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Yuvraj, sir.
Okay, thank you. Welcome,
Thank you,
madam.
Arunodayam.
Thank you, madam.
Mister, happy in that. Can say anything, sir?
Thank you, Johan.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Swarajlakshmi Garu and Dr. Arunodayam Garu for successful conduct of today's guest lecture. I think with this we have completed 26 guest lectures. I think 4 more are yet to come. I think with all the, encouragement and wishes of our university staff, I think we can successfully complete the next guest lectures also. I think maybe in the, by 14th we are going to conclude this session. I immensely thank all our staff members and also the student participants of today's program, particularly the Johan. I think he is the man behind the screen for every program. I think for giving this, preparing the link, and also communicating to all the staff members and staff members who are working in other institutions also. I once again thank Dr. Swarajlakshmi Garu and Dr. Arunodayam Garu for successful completion of today's program. I think with this we can conclude today's program. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.